how would you describe your leadership style? I mean, what type of leader are you, and maybe who has inspired you, to become a successful leader?
What kind of leader am I? I'm somebody who is very results driven, and I suppose over the years I've tried to move away from being very task driven to being more people focused. But at the end of the day, I like to have impact. I like to know what's going on in the business. I like detail. My colleagues will all attest to that. But I think there's a real value in that, in understanding like what your people are actually doing every day, what your customers are actually saying, and having a really good sense of your operations and your processes and things like that. And so I get a lot of energy out of that, and then problem solving. Kind of dynamic problem solving, I suppose, is kind of where I've got. That's what I've called it anyway. So, which is really,
Sounds impressive.
It does. It sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of underpinning everything with a really deep knowledge of what's going on, but then trying to extract yourself a little bit out of it so that you're giving people space, and you're not in the detail all the time, right? Because I think that can be quite suffocating for people reporting into you. But knowing enough to ask the right questions, and then seeing where you need to go in and do the problem solving. And so it's kind of that kind of, helicopter leadership, or helicopter management, I've heard it called before. And I've seen other leaders do that very well, which is, I suppose what I've learned from it is looking to them. I've kind of known that they've known the detail and they can ask me great questions. They're giving me the space and trusting me to kind of get on with it. But if there's clearly something that's not working, they're not afraid to kind of land the helicopter and kind of say, okay, let's problem solve here, and let's get in and let's understand what's going on. So that's definitely something that I try to aspire to. I think, Philip Schindler, who's our Chief Business Officer, somebody I really admire, because he still understands the job, right? He still understands the job as the most junior person in the organisation. He can still name check all the tools, but he's managed to kind of move up a few levels and put that in context. Put the work that we're doing in context of what's going on and all, in terms of global technology trends and things like that. But we'll still, be able to have a conversation with somebody at the most junior level within the organisation and know what they do. And I think that's really inspiring because I think that gives your team a real sense of authenticity and credibility, which I think, again, if you think about graduates coming in now, I mean, that's what they want. They want to know that you know what you're talking about and that you have a real sense of what they're doing, because that gives them the purpose, right, that they look for.